the psyche of those who have been disclaimed all their lives. My father attributed his neglect towards my life to supposed poverty, and the white women have fumbled with their words, but their eyes sparkle with indifference. The human race leaves me aflutter. I am the love child of the moon and the sun. My mother, Earth, will not be shunned. Without her, we're as good as done. All the gold in the world cannot transmute a heart of lead. If your spirit is impoverished, even the slightest bit of money will deform you. Our collection of bones cannot floss the plague of our soul, nor does the voting poll excuse the lives we have stolen. It is best to vacate the cafeteria before the food runs out. There are certain famines from which there will never be a turnabout. When you are no longer on the winning side, will you care then for the many who have died? The sinking ship needs all hands on board. We can all afford empathy, a subtle reward. When books clog your mind, your constipated throat becomes malaligned. If you do not yank your matted truths from your gut on your face, you will wear your butt. Get him out here. I have spoken with a pitch that does not match my face, so I can be granted access to your white space. In the celebration of multiculturalism and democracy, I accept your handshake, and you reject my fist bump. Is this hypocrisy? Has my blackness been dulled? Have I been lulled? My own self I have abandoned for a flighty illusion. White liberalism is a delusion, advertising false inclusion. Cultural capital is a polite expression for spiritual poverty doused in white supremacy. Borders, I'm in a stranger's house on my mother's land. My residence was bestowed upon me secondhand. The sound of silence can disinfect the noise of whispers. Although you are a victim of intellectual incest, I am begging you to remember the blood that courses through you. As a professional of international law, you perpetuate intellectual crimes against humanity. You perform indoctrination in Columbia University's ivory tower classrooms, but are uncomfortable with the dining room of your Park Slope home because the descendant of the imperial conquests you legitimize can speak. Did you not know that all mirrors are not made of glass? Does my tongue flicker with abomination? Do my burnt orange baby hairs revolt against your presence? Do you not smell the formaldehyde that is your arrogance? Woo! That's good? No more? In the pursuit of our collective freedom, I have disowned my daydreams about your whiteness being raped with loaded pistols by the child soldiers of Sudan. I have taken the live grenade out of your mouth and convinced the child sex slaves of the Philippines to no longer bucket your cum as we do the milk of cows. Hey, your inert proposal for human rights does not serve as a peace treaty. When the lands of Niger are soiled with petroleum and the Yellow River of China does not request our industrial contamination, I find you in violation. As a doctor of philosophy, how can you hold life in contempt? Father, Son, Spirit, who am I to fracture this density of consciousness? You may cut off your ears to ignore the fire alarm, but why do you deny your nose the scent of smoke, your eyes, their itchy tears, and your lungs grasp for air? When we have conquered the planet, how will your whiteness serve you?
That's how.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Wealth without spirit is furniture with no home. The river rushes, I hear it from my bed. Upon approach, the mercenaries will shoot my head. In bottles, water was sold. We spray for rain when we are bold. As the benefactors of our capitalistic oppressor, we are the transgressor of natural laws. The crusade of matricide defies every clause. We need to infuse The monotony of survival with a spiritual revival. Remedy our desolation with communal resuscitation. Commit our birth to jubilation. We are divine creation. Emancipation is our destination. When you spend your token, you have spoken. As sentient beings, we cannot be the sponsors of destruction and overproduction. Collateral coalition. We, the beholders of breath, dispossess the caress of planetary death. The proposition of man to acquisition life as a production for enslavement requires our compliance, because earth will not be shackled to find to be the foundation of our lives.
Ma'am Sheikh Ibrahim.
Escapism is a compulsion that must be tamed. Our desire for blame renders us maimed. If death is the greatest threat, I have nothing to fret. I have foreseen my mother's annihilation because she was unprotected. Consider me